Welcome to the Screen Rot Podcast, the podcast where we discuss the weirdest and worst content that's been put on our screens and indeed our minds. Shout out to everyone who subscribes to this podcast on either Apple, YouTube or Spotify. Doing us a big favour, but not as big a favour as the patrons of this podcast, the Freemasons who pay £3.99 a month. They're getting an extra episode just like this every single week. They've had Jack Raworth. They're getting a Mushery visit. They're getting the fucking good stuff, right? There's also the Illuminati, all of that, plus access to 2 mental group chats and a free hat on their head. Shout out to Eugene, runs our Twitter account.
Sent by God.
Sent by God. And a big wink and a kiss mwah, to the ladies and the gay people who listen, who are, in my opinion, and under my research, the most gorgeous and sexy ladies and gay people in the United Kingdom. I'm here as always with Jake Farrell, and as you might be able to hear, I'm lisping ever so slightly. Can you hear that?
It's not too bad. I think you might be more self-conscious about it than you.
Around the bend. So basically, I've after the success of the success, it's driving me mad. After the success of my hair transplant, I might take it out in a sec. After the success,
so we're calling the hair transplant a success, are we?
So come on, it looks all right now.
No, I'm not talking about how it looks. I'm talking about the emotional state that you've been in throughout.
Oh right, yeah. Well,
you remember you were borderline crying on a Zoom call from Turkey.
Well, I think
coming down off ketamine. Coming down off medical grade ketamine.
There's a documentary that joe.co.uk made where they followed me out there, and I do genuinely cry on that, and I think that'll be out around the time this comes out. But but the point being that I've still got this daft haircut that I don't love, where they. But on top of the hair transplant, Sponcon, I have now got Invisalign.
Yes.
Sponcon. It's
Sponcon.
killing me. But
it's like you don't talk much for your job, so it's fine.
This is it, man. And I will have to next week do like a. Hey Jake, I got my teeth done. Isn't that nice? For like
I have
seconds.
to be in it.
No, we don't have to be in it. I'm just gonna say it to you, and then I can send it to them and be like, "Look, I picked you up." But I can be honest on this one because they won't listen to this. I mean, it like great, all that good, yeah. But I've had to put up a reel on Instagram this morning, and this is the thing. It's like
that's the con bit.
Well, but
you've got the spawn. Now you need the con,
right? And it's when screen rot when you screen rot for long enough that you become the rot. This is the problem. I've had to put up a reel being like, "Hey guys, Jacob Hawley here, comedian and podcaster, but sometimes I get self-conscious about my teeth." And I've put that reel up, and it's like they're supposed to like collab, you know, like share the reel, be in the reel with me, like me and the brand. I don't think they're going to be able to do it because of the comments it's getting. I am getting torn.
You mean to say that our listeners are tearing you to shreds for the way you look?
No, not the way I look. Well, it's not the way I look, but the fact that I'm doing all this like
you're doing Sponcon,
like unapologetic Sponcon, taking branded stuff, and it's like they're I reckon they're going to email me being like, "You have to stop these people commenting on this reel."
They're going to email you and say, "We've got you a free subscription to BetterHelp because your hands are absolutely cooking you in the comments."
The people are commenting being like, "He's going to get a BBL next." They're like, "He's 2 steps away from actually just being Bevo." I don't know, like, they're going to be like, and I don't know how to play it. I don't know whether to be like, "I'm really sorry, I'll try and get them to stop." There is a part of me that kind of wants to Donny Tourette it. Do you know what I mean?
What's that?
You signed a band.
Right.
Yeah, a punk band, and you're trying to you think I'm the Sex Pistols? I dick on the Sex Pistols. You remember that?
I remember Donny Tourette. Yeah, that was class.
He was cool, man. And there's a part of me that wants to do that, but then I remember I'm like, I found Donny Tourette during lockdown.
Did you? What's he up to now?
I think he works in recruitment. I think I found him, and he's like got a really like tidy, slick back haircut. Yeah. And as a lot of these people do, I noticed that the actor who plays Superhands is a bit like this.
He's becoming an accountant.
And they kind of get quite a sort of apologetic, somewhat mindful vibe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's 100% what's going to happen to me.
Definitely.
In 10 years' time, you'll have left this. Everyone keeps being like, when's Jake going to leave his job to focus on Screen Rot? No, he's going to leave Screen Rot to focus on his job. And in 10 years, I'm like, who else wants to do a smelly podcast with me where I can say what I want? Huh? No one.
No one?
I'll try doing it in this room on my own. I won't be able to turn the mics on. I'll just be sat in the dark going, hello, Bevo's doing Pokemon now. And then I'll put my Instagram and be like, follow me as I go and get training to become an estate agent.
Yeah, it will either be that or something a bit kind of new agey, I think. You'll become a homeopathy expert or something like that.
I can't do
do some acupuncture.
I've slagged them off enough. My missus started getting acupuncture.
Actually, I think, to be fair, I didn't want to lump acupuncturing with homeopathy because I think acupuncture works, maybe.
I don't know, man. I have to say that was me and my missus. Yeah, we're obviously faithful to one another.
Wow. Yeah.
I will say I think it was her first pregnancy with our first kid. She was getting this acupuncture. It's the only time I thought she was cheating on me because she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get acupuncture. And I was like, because I'm needle phobic. I was like, what, needles? Why? She'd come back looking so happy and so good that I thought the geezer was fucking her. I honestly did. I mean, and I say, like, she's the reason I got the teeth thing, by the way. Not that she was mugging my teeth off, but she's had the Invisalign thing.
And it looks good.
It looks good, but she, do you know what? And I don't know if you've ever heard people say this, right?
She started getting the Invisalign just after she started acupuncture.
Yeah, same bloke, strange. Mad, actually.
Started playing doubles tennis with him about the same time.
My little cuck chair in the orthodontic. No, so she said to me, my missus, yeah. And I've heard other people say this about the Invisalign thing, because, you know, I've got these little retainers that I can take in and take out and blah, blah, and you have to clean them and blah, 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 blah. And I've heard other people say this. That my mate, gay guy, said this to me. He goes, have you noticed the taste of the retainer, the aligner, the thing?
Right.
I was like, what do you mean? He goes, you know, it tastes of sperm. I was like, what? It's got a very distinct taste. He's like, taste of sperm. I was like, taste of sperm. I was like, ooh. And then he was mad. I was sucking this geezer off the other day. And I thought, that tastes like my retainer.
I can't wait for this bit to be played at the tribunal where they're asking you to give the SponCon money back. I'm going to get called as a witness. Mr. Farrell, do you think that at that time he was presenting the Invisalign company in a positive light when he said that the Invisalign tastes like cum?
It didn't. But as I say, I was sucking this geezer off the other day and that tastes like my retainer.
Mr. Hawley, was he like that every week? Yes, Your Honour, he was like that absolutely every week. He referred to sucking people off numerous times a week. He would text me at 7 a.m. talking about sucking people off.
It's the one thing, yeah, about being obviously hetero. Not that I do want to do that, but it's just a fun thing to say, isn't it?
To talk about sucking people off?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the phrase sucking someone off is
Imagine
funny.
if you could say, I sucked off my missus the other day. That sounds better than I went down on her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit fucking...
Yeah.
I sucked her off the other day. It's just something about... I like the phrasing.
Or like, I sucked off Clive the acupuncturist or something like that.
My missus loves it. Anyway, that's how I've been.
How did we get onto that? What are we talking about?
I don't know, man.
It's been a long morning already, man.
How are you? What's happening? You're on holiday next week?
I'm on holiday next week, yeah. Walking Hadrian's Wall.
It's so funny, the holidays you go on. I think, and I don't mean this in a nasty way, but like, I think you can tell that you've moved into what I would consider a very middle class life, and your missus is from a middle class background.
Yeah.
I think basically the class divide is most evident in the way people pick their holidays.
Right.
I find that people from nicer, happier, more comfortable backgrounds tend to go for holidays that are challenging. Whereas I think people who come from slightly, I wouldn't say challenging backgrounds, but slightly more difficult backgrounds go for holidays that are easy.
Yeah.
Right? So the working class holiday is to try and lay still horizontally for as long as possible.
Yes.
Eat, like, don't want to cook, don't want to clean. Even eating has to be as easy as possible. Do you know what I mean? If the breakfast buffet, if the omelette man could just chew it all up and gob it into my mouth, perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas I do find that people who've got nicer lives are like, should we hike? Do you know?
So
should we make it tough for a bit?
We've done horizontal holidays for the last 2 years, Jet2 holidays.
Yeah. You've had enough because of Jess Glynn.
I had enough because of Jess Glynn. Also, would you believe it, that I'm a guy that struggles to relax.
Oh yeah, you are, aren't you? Yeah.
Would you believe? And
you got to keep moving.
My missus is someone. She's like normal. She's like mentally.
She can relax. Yeah.
Relax. She'll just go out there. She'll read a book. She won't think about stuff too much. I'm there. I'm worried about the room. I'm worried about the buffet. I'm worried about, have I got enough vape pods with me? That was a big thing for me last year. I brought like enough vape pods that I think I could have stayed there for 3 months.
But surely you could have just bought vape pods.
I wasn't sure I could get the right dual pods, brother. Didn't want to take that chance. I did not want to take that chance. No, we had a lovely time, obviously, but like for the first 2 or 3 days, I am like a kind of dog on fireworks night, just trying to like working out what's going on. I like my routine, basically. I think I like to be at home.
Yeah.
I just think I'd like to be at home. Ideally,
I mean, I do think that with people like yourself. I do think, like, actually, Like, I'm trying to think what your ideal holiday would be, because I do think you'd be at home, and I do think it would be you'd actually just still get to go to work, but it might just be that I stop texting you. Like, I think if, you know how like years
a normal working week without the podcast, that would be my holiday. Just working 50 hours a week at my job.
You know how like years ago when you booked a holiday, you'd go to a travel agent, which was a mad thing, because essentially you just go to some little like office on the high street, right? When the high street was a fucking thing before it was fucking vape shops and smash burgers and fucking the rest of it. Anyway, years ago, you go to this mad little shop on the high street, which was essentially an office where a guy who'd be wearing a tie for no reason would use a computer with the same internet that you had at home and basically use the same website you could have used at home to book you a holiday. But like, he'd be like, so where do you want to go? What kind of thing? Blah, 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 blah. And the only time I've really done it independently was when I booked my lad's holiday, Faliraki. And he just sort of smelt us coming in and went, you cunts need Faliraki. Fishbowl.
Faliraki definitely doesn't need you.
Yeah. No. They don't, but they'll take your money. Right. Whereas I think with you, it'd be very interesting to do the kind of modern day where they sit you down and they go, right, like, hot or cold? Do you want a hot holiday or a cold holiday?
Yeah.
Or actually, would you kind of like what it is in London, which is sort of 20 degrees, you get cloud every now and then and a bit of a break?
Yeah. Probably that, yeah.
Yeah. And do you want to get up earlier than usual, later than usual, or just the usual time you get up?
About 7 o'clock.
In terms of daytime activities, like, do you want to do like absolutely nothing to the point you feel guilty about not doing anything? Do you want to do something like physically like tough that's going to make you feel like overly tired at night, or something that's kind of like mentally stimulating that you feel is kind of bettering, if not yourself, then at least your bank balance? You know, you feel a certain level of progress, utilising skills that you've built up over a long time.
That one.
Yeah, you want to do your job then. Ultimately, then you want to do your kind of usual day-to-day life. But is there anything that you would remove? Is there anything that kind of like, I don't know, like a kind of like silver thing in your pocket that does bring you joy, but sometimes and it's someone there kind of bringing stress to your life? Is it that?
I think if I could remove that would be a nice
but
holiday.
not remove the device itself, because that does bring you quite a lot of joy, being it podcast or messages from other people. Just that one particular person.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I still want to be able to look at images of war.
Yeah. What we could do is give you the exact life you live all the time and just remove Jacob Hawley. Does that sound good? Yeah.
If you did that and you let me start drinking Stella Unfiltered at 2 o'clock while I'm doing the emails.
In the office. You can have Stella in the office at 2 p.m. and you can smoke in the office without going outside.
That's it.
Darling, hold my hand.
Come with Jake on a Jet 2 holiday as he smokes Marlboro Reds inside his office.
And has steak and chips for dinner every single night. He goes to bed at the same time he normally would. He wakes up in the same bed he normally would. His girlfriend is there, but she's not asking for things that cost that much money as usual.
No one's getting on his back about smoking, and he doesn't have to think about the podcast.
It's a normal office day, but with slightly less responsibility, and he gets to finish about half an hour early. Not too early that he has to make plans for the afternoon, but about half an hour early we can have a pint on the way home from work. And at 5-a-side that night, he scores 3 goals. Darling, hold my hand.
God, it's fucking true as well. Oh, it's fucking true. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to look at my spreadsheets, but I want to be allowed to smoke. That's it.
Doesn't have to walk, doesn't have to buy hiking shoes.
Oh, fuck me.
He said you just want to have a good day. That's it, that's all it.
No, not even a good day. I just want an average day. I just want to have a sandwich at lunch.
The anxious man's holiday. It's exactly the same as usual, but I don't text him.
I just want my life before the podcast. I just want the life that I had. That's all I want.
Every time he thinks of his life before this podcast, he thinks of Jess Glynn, and he can't work out why.
Darling, hold my hand. Wake up every morning. Ooh.
You do. I do. Like I think of like I mean, I realised this the other day. Whenever I think of my life before I had kids, all of my memories, the sun's shining.
Yeah, 100%.
That's before you met me.
That's before I met you. You know, they say like pregnant mothers like actually have to forget about the process of giving birth because it's so traumatic that they then wouldn't want to have another child.
That's how you feel about every
episode.
of this podcast. And on that note, what admin do we need to bring you? Merch is coming. Screenwrite t-shirts are coming. Men of Class hats are coming. Stickers are coming. We might release the stickers quite soon, I think. But in terms of the hats and the t-shirts, that'll be early August. We've also got a big announcement early August. There are also still tickets available. I'm going to have to take this thing out because it's killing me. There are still tickets available. I sound Dutch. There are tickets available for Newcastle, Leeds, and Edinburgh, I think, by the time this comes out. This week, ladies and gentlemen, we've done some kind of high-profile Meghan Markle's, Greg Wallace's, and I mean...
Back to the swamp.
If you could stop fucking sexually assaulting people or having reports about your sexual assault cases come out as we do an episode on you, that would really fucking help. Or at least seed it a bit so we would know.
Let us know that the report is coming,
Yeah,
ideally.
at least let's mention it in the episode. I think this geezer is. Yeah. But this week we've got Pure Internet Freak, which is what you're here for, I think.
Yeah, for sure. This week we're talking about Vuncle205.
Jake, I'm sure you'd agree that as men in our early 30s at our age, you'd expect your life to be sorted, wouldn't you? Work-wise, financially,
definitely.
And yet sometimes you do still feel like a daft kid. You almost feel like a bit of a failure. Obviously,
100%.
You've got loads going on. You're a busy career man. I've got too many kids. And all these things do affect your mental age, a.k.a. your mental health.
Tell me
I've seen
about
a
it.
therapist before.
Right.
You might remember that. She hugged me. It was great, but my life's so busy. It was hard to keep up with her. I know I would feel better if I had a therapist who could listen to me, offer me a little bit of advice, and that is where BetterHelp come in. BetterHelp. They're the paid partner of this video, Jake.
Great.
And all you have to do is complete a questionnaire. They will match you with a therapist. And get this, if you ever want to change that therapist, you can just switch therapists at any time. No extra cost.
That's class.
They've got 7,000 reviews. They've got over 4.3 stars on Trustpilot. They're pucker. And if anyone wants to check them out, they can just hit the link in the bottom of this video or go to betterhelp.com/screenrot. And guess what?
What?
You get 10% off your first
10% off?
10% off. So check it out, betterhelp.com/screenrot, or the link in the description of this video. Check out BetterHelp.
Bush. Oi. Get on this.
I'm very excited to. This is the kind of freak we do this for. This is a this is a lunatic.
Yes.
And that's that. And it's also like it's a lunatic who it's kind of perfect. American, won't find us, won't message us.
Yeah.
We won't have to buy 2 pieces of merchandise from his online Shopify to try and appease him when he starts messaging us, calling him divs.
Yeah.
As Jack Raworth did. So let's hear what you got to say.
I think Vuncle205 is the final proof of Scouse cultural supremacy across the world for the last... I mean, Liverpool might be the city that punches most above its weight in terms of cultural supremacy in the entire world for the last, 50 to 70 years.
Do you think so?
Obviously, you go back to the Beatles, right? The Fab Four lads from Liverpool. They break America. They have women screaming in Shea Stadium. They can't even hear them play. They're screaming so loud.
Yeah.
You fast forward 100 years, and now people in Ohio are dressing like scallies from Liverpool.
I like to use the word scallies.
I think that's not an offensive term.
No,
is it?
it's not.
But it's truly an amazing thing for just to give a bit of context and to go back to Jacob's point, internet lunatic or internet freak, this is really quite hard to explain. And I know that is literally our job.
Do you want to try?
But I'm gonna do my
For
best.
people who haven't heard of Vunkle, because I think people might be aware of what he is without knowing his name. So if you describe what he does, people might know who it's.
So Vunkle is a teenager from the middle of America. I think he's late teens, early 20s, and he is a streamer first and foremost. So he just wants to be famous at all costs, right?
Yeah.
He just wants to have eyeballs at all costs, and more power to him. Know the feeling, brother. But the way that he's decided to do that is by, I would say, impersonating a subculture, a British subculture of the Scouse person, and what he means by that is the kind of Monterex 2-piece wearing, Nike Air Max 95s,
Yes.
listening to Disclosure, talking about going to Ibiza, eating beans on toast, Barrett home, guy. That's what he's done. And it's so incongruous and strange.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to like, he's being genuine. He's being sincere. Like he does, you're not sure.
I've got my theory. I'll let you continue.
Well, again, just eyeballs at all costs. He's doing something strange. But this guy, and we'll get into it in a minute, is wandering around going, "I'll reet mush. Time to unbox my Air Max 95s, Charver." And it's like, when I was watching it, the first time I think someone recommended it to us on the Rock Bar, and now I had to watch all of it, obviously. I've had to watch, and I was like, I'm fucking dying. This is a fever dream at the end of my life. This is like the last thing my befuddled, dopamine-addicted, riddled brain is like pumping into my consciousness.
It's very random. I think that's what it is. It's
Yes.
random. It's like, how the fuck has this skinny kid, where is he? Ohio?
Yeah.
Is that Canada?
No, it's like Middle America.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I mean, to be fair, like when he puts up clips, it's mad because it's like, he really does dress like he's grown up on an estate in Liverpool.
Yes.
But then like the background is like
Yeah, a strip mall.
huge, or like huge cars,
Yeah,
houses
right.
with like a field between them, and it just looks fucking crazy. But the question is like, how and why is he doing this? How has he found Scouse culture? Why is he doing this? Is it like, because there is a lot of like Scouse media at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That geezer, so James Nelson Joyce, who's the actor from The City Is Ours,
Right.
I used to work in a shop with him.
Right.
Yeah. And we used to hang out a lot. We were good mates. And he is both the most Scouse looking man I've ever seen. And it's like, and like, I love James. He's like the nicest guy. He's so funny.
Right.
He's proper Scouse, cheeky, funny. It's funny now that he's like a proper celebrity. Like he was on fucking Soccer Aid and all that stuff.
Right.
He's not being as cheeky as he was in the shop. When we were working in the shop together, he was a fucking wind up, right?
How cheeky are we talking?
Oh, he was a fucking wind up.
Cheeky monkey?
Yeah. Well,
Cheeky chappy?
Cheeky chappy. He just like, he was like, if you work a shift with him, you're like, oh, fucking jackpot today.
We're gonna see some cheeky stuff.
Oh, mate, he just come and tickle you. He's like, yeah,
That's fucking
you know what I mean?
cheeky, man.
He's
That
good.
is cheeky.
He's cheeky. Yeah.
Would you say you're cheeky?
No, I'd say I'm an arsehole. No, I think it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
I don't think people would describe me as cheeky. I think I like anger people and frustrate them, whereas I think James Nelson Joyce makes people smile.
He brings joy.
But like he is like, obviously Liverpool have just won the Premier League. That show is massive. Stephen Graham, massive.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I do think Liverpool is on a
Have a
big
word,
fucking
the
wave.
big,
Have a
yeah,
word.
right.
Yeah. But then I have to say, and I love Liverpool, and I actually do. Like, I love going up there. I think Essex is a bigger.
You think Essex is the top dog?
And I think a lot of the Liverpool stuff, it's kind of Essexy.
Right. Yeah, there is a bit of a crossover in that. I think
it's also Glasgow. Glasgow does a lot of this stuff as well.
Well, but this is what I'm thinking about. It's like, I think people are starved of community. I think they're starved of like regional signifiers of community.
Yeah.
And like these things, and for Essex, are like the Essex geezer. I mean, or the Scouse lad. They are largely white lads, I guess. There is a universality to that culture, right? It's like if you're from here, i.e., if you're from Essex or whatever, or even if you've moved there, you kind of get to be a part of it. I think it's relatively open. I think
you're right. I think that community thing is a really big thing. Like I listened to the Off Menu where they had Stephen Graham on.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Well, no, I really like Stephen Graham.
I really like Stephen
I take
Graham.
the mick out of him a lot. But
I really like Stephen Graham.
Yeah. I like that. No, come on. Ed's lovely.
Yeah, I like.
and the producer is he's a good geezer and all.
No, I don't know any of them, but I do like Stephen Graham.
Yes, but they're on there. There's like a bit where they're like, what would you have as your side dish? And he's like saying how his auntie used to make the best chips.
Right.
And you can just feel in the studio, they're like, yes. It's just like this thing of like, my auntie's chips were known as being good chips. The whole family liked her chips. And it's like, yes, this is what we fucking what?
Yeah, right.
This is wholesome. This is community.
Right.
My auntie was known for her chips. It's a somewhat kind of like, and this is, we mentioned this about off menu like last week. It's like his auntie's chips were nowhere near as good as the chips you get from like Cockfighter.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the fried chicken place.
Yeah,
you do,
right.
like Parmesan fries. Fucking
Yeah,
his
yeah.
aunt's chips were
You did a
shit.
blind taste test.
I'll look Stephen Graham in the eye right now. I don't care if you fucking break my head. I'll tell him now, your aunt's chips are shit compared to the Parmesan chips, yeah?
Yeah.
But people want this kind of like, it's wholesome. It's it's family. Everyone knew his aunt. Fuck her! And he's like, that's what everyone's trying
looking
to...
for, yeah.
And especially in America.
Right.
They don't have shit
No,
like
no,
that.
no.
This is... I've been to America a couple of times, and what blew me away is there isn't that.
I think people are so denuded
They're
of
isolated.
community. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
isolated. The American dream is a selfish dream. The American dream
Yeah.
is me. I will elevate myself above everything around me, and that means the people as
Right.
well. Doesn't matter who I grew up around. I will fucking fuck you guys. I'm going to
Okay.
make loads of money, and my kids are going to grow up on a big yard, and there's going to be miles between us and the next house, and we're
Yeah.
going to have loads of things, and we're going to go to places on our
And have
own.
a fucking big fence.
Yeah. And it's seen as, I think it is seen as like lower class in America if you're with your family a lot,
Yeah,
doing
right.
things with, grouping together. It's like, why should we need to group together? We should be able to rise up. And it's like, I think that is the part of the Scouse experience that this guy
Is resonating with.
maybe. I think subconsciously maybe it's like, yeah, I'm one of you guys. This is a lonely kid in America.
Yeah.
This is clearly quite
It's
a
like
lonely
really
kid.
striking. There's like no one in his videos ever.
No. And
No mates, no nothing.
Imagine how fucking lonely and alone you would have to be that you're going, who could be my people? Is it the jocks at school? No, they don't like me. Is it the kind of the Warhammer geeks? They don't fucking like me either. Oh, fuck. Is it maybe in the next town there's someone? Oh, is there city people in America? No. If I crossed the Atlantic and got to Liverpool, maybe they would like me. How the fuck has this kid not just become an Andrew Tate kid? How much of a weirdo do you have to be that you're reaching for Liverpool before you reach for Hustlers University?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? How has he not reached for the War Room before, and not the War Room in our group chat, by the way, but the fitness room where we all look after each other?
I actually didn't even know about the Tate thing called the War Room until this morning. I saw another thing about it, and I was like, he's fucking named it after a Tate thing.
We are patrons. We've had a group chat for a long time where we just chat bollocks about like the episodes and online stuff. But then I created a separate one for getting fit, and I called it the War Room after the Tate brothers. Is anyway. But this kid, he's skinny, he's lonely.
Yeah.
He's got access to the internet.
Yeah. I'm not surprised he's wearing a rot hat.
Exactly. There are like, it would make much more sense if he was an incel.
Yes.
I mean, I guess thankfully he's not.
Thank God.
Somehow, it's as random as when like that woman just like whacked her head once and started speaking Chinese. It's as random as that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, great excuse for HR when you've been doing a cheeky Chinese accent at work.
No,
and
I
you're getting a bit
plan
of trouble for
when
it.
my work finds out about this podcast. I plan to say that
I got hit on there.
I was kicked in the head by a horse every week, and then I would go and do the podcast. And that's why.
You wouldn't know with me if I if I started doing patois. You'd be like,
That's true.
has he had a head injury, or
fucking
is
hell,
he
he's
just
winding me
starting an
up again.
episode? Is he starting an episode? Girl, me just wanna feel ya, pull me things all around ya. Girl, me give you tightest, all me ever to feel of my life. Anyway, should we watch a clip?
Let's watch a clip because I want to get into the kind of like cross transference of it in a minute, but let's stay on the Scouse thing. So here he's doing a quintessential Scouse experience, and he's unboxing a pair of Air Max 95s.
We got the 95s. We're gonna unbox them. Before I show you guys, I want to say huge thanks to Dan Steele UK. I'm gonna link him right here so you guys can get your own 95s. Anyways, moment of truth. Of course, let me put these on. These are fucking mint. Huge thank you to Dan Seals UK. Please give him a follow. I just got these for free. He hooked me up with this poster. Just head over to dansealuk.com and you guys are able to get your own pair of 95s.
Now, he's used, as you say there, the phrase mint as well. So he's deep in the culture. He knows the right words to be using.
Yeah.
And this kind of like, I know the internet's been around for quite some time now, but there's not a new thing, but this linking of like people, he's been in touch with a guy called Dan's Deals UK.
Yeah, I know. And like all of the, if you watch more of his stuff and like read like, you know, the captions and stuff. Like there was, there was one he was talking about the other day. It was like, yeah, I got my 95s on and my Avirex, man. I was walking through the woods earlier. I felt as lost as Jay Slater. And even I don't really understand the Jay Slater stuff. How the fuck does he know about it?
Yeah, and it's like all of these subcultures. So the other thing that is like, I was trying to fucking work this out earlier. It was honestly like a dog trying to understand ballet. There's 2 memes that he's kind of into. One is called Alan Reet.
Right.
And this is a deep like UK, and he talks about this in the like how he got into UK stuff in a minute. And Alan Reet, as far as I can tell, is like a meme where people would dress up and wear purple, and they would call themselves Dark Matter Alan Reets. And Alan Reet was just a kind of basically a UK like northern thing. And so he got into that, and that was how. And he explains it in a minute. Let's just watch this clip quickly.
This feels a bit like, you know, the clip. You know this. I know we reference it a lot, but that scene in Adolescence where he's like, "Do you not know what the yellow emoji means, Dad?"
Yeah.
And me and you were like, "What? What? Alan Reed? What?"
Dark Matter Alan Reed.
Yeah, well, I was when you were saying that, I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be like a fucking when you see the Dark Matter Alan Reed, it means you have to stab one of your schoolmates. Like, what the fuck?
So this is him talking about how he got into it.
So this guy's asking me what made me get into UK stuff, right? It all started with Charva memes, bro.
Charva
it started
memes.
with this guy called Mitchell. And I started making Alan Reed memes. Mitchell's basically, you know, if you don't know Alan Reed, it's this guy that paints himself purple. He calls himself Alan Reed. And basically, I thought that was hilarious. Me and Mitch are boys, right? And so I started making jokes about like Muhammad Cube. And each time I would make like a niche UK reference, people would be like, yo, how the fuck does this kid know like about this shit, right? And I would like research all this shit too. And I would see the comments. They're like, bro, if you want to become a real Charva, you need to get Montrex, right? I got Montrex, and then I got Stone Island because people were like, get Stone Island. So I got Stone Island. What else did I get? Pair 95s. Bro, Dan's Deals UK has hooked me up with these 95s.
Pretty sure he's in the car with his dad.
Right? And basically, I got that.
Look,
and
someone's
then I got the
driving.
Scouser too. I went on live. So it all like originated with the Charva, right? And then eventually I got the Belcher chain too. But it all originated from that. But as time went on, I found more niche stuff like the sunbeds. And I generally think that's cool, bro. I think it's funny. And so I just started making videos about that. And people like started to catch on. It's like, yo, this American, he's like doing all this shit.
So like, it is like you say, it's like this kind of like code thing in adolescence. It's like you and I are the PCs. We're in the school with this American guy. He's like,
I'm doing Charva memes, bro.
what the fuck are Charva memes?
Charva memes, what does it mean? Are you gonna kill my kids? What are you talking about? But is that because it's Scouser because he's young? Do you know what I mean? I do think that because the only other people I've seen saying Charva, are Charlie Parsons. Do you know who that is?
I think I know the name.
He's a kind of YouTuber in the boxing space. He's got his own. He does like he's just a YouTuber in boxing.
Right.
He interviews Eddie Hearn 3 times a day and somehow makes a living out of that. and then Jack Raworth.
Yes.
Are we doing Charva? You all right?
Is Jack Raworth the centre of the content universe?
But it might like
the straw that stirs the drink.
It's what is like. Who is the Charva?
We all the Charva.
Waiting for Godot. Like, are we waiting for the Charva?
Waiting for the Charva.
I don't understand it.
I can see why it's intoxicating to like have access to a kind of shared or secret language that no one else understands.
Yeah, and I think also like this is what you do when you're. How old's this kid?
I think he's like in his early 20s.
Oh, is he? I thought he was younger than that. I mean, I was gonna say like when you're a teenager, you just adopt little cultures for a bit.
Yeah.
You just be a thing for a bit. He won't be this in a couple of years.
No.
Like this, he will have.
Like Donny Tourette. He'll be in recruitment.
Yeah, but he will have got a job. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, he keeps saying he's got a Scouse haircut. He's just got a normal haircut. I don't really understand.
This is the other thing. I think Americans are like, they're such like white bread motherfuckers that their average haircut is the same from the age of 20 to the age of 50. Yeah, it's just like the one Tony P has where you put a bit of mousse in it at the start of the day. So any kind of skin fade or like fringe or whatever is like a big deal.
Man. This is Yanks look like Action Man. Do you know what I mean? I had a thing like this is like I think it's a bit like I'm looking at him going, this doesn't seem remarkable. But then you remember what Yanks look like, and you're like, oh no, actually this is and especially
remarkable.
if he's kind of like middle America.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Polo shirt and khakis.
This is it, man. Yeah. I was at a comedy club last night, and I was performing, and I went to use the toilet before I was on stage, and it's top secret comedy club in central London. They get a very like international crowd, a lot of tourists.
Right.
And I went to the toilet, and it's like, urinal. And I'm peeing. There's what's clearly an English guy, stood a couple of steps aside me. We're both just peeing, looking down. You know how they always say, like, God, UK people are so unfriendly, man. In America, we say hello to each other.
Right.
Stood there, and he's like the most American guy I've ever seen. Walks in, like sky blue polo shirt. Do you know what I mean? Like tucked into some slacks. Hey, fellas, and he.
His name's like Chaston or something.
Yeah. And he like
fresh off the golf course.
Head that big.
Yeah.
Square.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just short back and sides.
Minecraft looking motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. Lego man, just fucking.
Yeah.
And he walks in between us, and like he sort of does that thing that they do, where he sort of like smile, like. I mean, this English guy, like, I've got my cock in my hand. Why? And he clearly just wanted to say something.
Yeah.
And he just went, all of us at the trough, huh?
Yeah.
Guy were like,
I guess.
Shut the fuck up. But it's like they're like that.
Yeah.
So it's like when you think of that, Action Man, Lego Man, all of us at the trough, huh?
Polo shirt, khakis.
Polo shirt and khakis. Yeah. Like, I got to get back to my wife.
Yeah.
Like when you compare that to him, you go, oh, okay, yeah, you are. This is a thing. Like I guess it's hard for me because I'm like, well, I kind of dressed like that.
Right, yeah. But that's that's a really amazing thought to me. Like the kind of the stereotype story of like small town America. The one guy that stands out is maybe like either the goth or the gay guy usually.
Yeah,
those are usually the people like remorselessly bullied by the awful quarterback, and
that's it. Yeah,
it would be incredible if in like 10 or 15 years' time we have these memoir films and memoir like books. I was like growing up in small town America as a Scouser. Do you know what I mean? Like my experience under the bleachers, getting swirlied by the quarterback for wearing Monterey's, for like standing out too much from the monoculture. Like,
and then one day the girl I fancied at school, she actually listened to the Beatles. And then she noticed me.
It was about that time that Maisie became a lid.
Yeah. This would be it. This would be like, he would be like a weird side character in like American Pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Stifler would like fucking like fart on him and push him over. He'd be like, fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And then he'd fuck Stifler's mum.
He fucked Stifler's mum at the end while wearing a Monterey.
While singing You'll Never Walk Alone. I delivered that fucking spunk in her like Trent. That's disgusting, isn't it? That was
not great. It's not great.
Can I just say about the Jay Slater thing again?
Yeah,
like,
go on.
Because that's one thing. He's referenced that a lot.
Jay Slater.
Do you remember that?
I do remember Jay Slater, yeah. It was a really deeply depressing look into internet culture, actually.
So, my understanding of that, and I know this is like a year late to be talking about it, but like at the time I didn't want to talk about it because it's like, he's fucking dead.
He's dead, yeah.
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 So, it's a young guy who was like 20-something, like 22.
Yeah.
And he disappeared in Magaluf?
It was in a resort town. I can't remember exactly which resort.
It wasn't
town.
Ibiza, I don't think. I think it was somewhere a bit
Yeah,
smaller
maybe
than
not,
that.
yeah.
There was a search for him.
Yeah.
His family sort of crowdfunded and went over and looked for him.
Yeah, and there was these strange things of like the last 4 Snapchats he sent and stuff. It all became one of those horrendous true crime kind of in real life
But this is what I'm saying though, like, he was dead.
Mm.
And that was a laugh.
Yeah, it was.
But why? I don't really get it. For some reason, and I think it's because he was kind of a drug dealer.
I think stuff has come out since that maybe suggests that
there was some kind of link to
died
crime,
in an accident, yeah,
or he'd stolen a watch,
exactly.
or there was some kind of gang revenge. But like, the whole time I was like, I don't get why this isn't like a national tragedy, and why this is a meme.
Well, you could interpret some relatively classist overtones in it, I think, and the fact that he was a kind of Monterex wearing club rep who was, by all accounts, maybe doing a few things he shouldn't have
and
done.
So that means it's a laugh when he's dead. Like,
well,
and his family
I think
are
it's
looking
easier for people like if he were a boy from a private, I don't know, like in a really nice in Val d'Isere, like ski repping in Val d'Isere, I think it might have been a different story. I think the other part of it is that our brains are fundamentally broken and an asteroid should hit the earth and kill us all.
Yeah, I that was like, so I I'm not usually one to kind of like step away from a joke, but I just remember at the time being like, I don't get this. I remember, like, even when it was like slightly more serious, I remember. So there's like two lads. I won't name them, but they're football content creators,
Right?
And I work with them sometimes. And they've started their own like true crime side podcast away from football.
Yeah.
And they were like, this week we're doing the Jay Slater series. And it's like, you're speculating on a dead kid. Like, I didn't get that. I mean, they're these two lads, I really like them. They're like good mates of mine. But like, I've never understood why it's
But
like
people love it.
the natural next step from discussing like football or Chelsea to talk about like people die, like
People,
true crime. Like, and it's they've done. I won't name them. I really like, but there's a lot of people who do similar stuff to this. And it's like two lads who are like, they do like hours a week talking about football. And then they'll just do one on the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. And it's what's quite funny is they can't change the tone from the football tone to talking about that. So it's like, I'm going to ask you a question and answer me honestly. Where do you think Madeleine McCann's dad was when she disappeared? And it's the same tone as like, where do you think Caicedo fits into our midfield if we play a 2 next season? Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. It's
Because
tough.
obviously Fernandez wants to bang on. It's like, because obviously there were blood samples on the sofa. And it's like you're talking about a fucking 4-year-old.
But I think that's the like flattening of content, right?
Yeah.
Because like everything is the same. It's all the same. Like that because that is that kind of tone and like posing a weird unanswerable question that attracts eyeballs.
Yeah.
You can do that by speculating about whether Jerry McCann killed his daughter or whether Arsenal are going to buy Noni Madueke. And in some cases, you can do both on the same YouTube channel in the same week.
studio. But it's like, I mean, to come back to the topic a little bit, like whether he stole a watch or not, Jay Slater died.
Yes.
Someone's...
And it was very clear very early on that he was dead.
Yeah.
There was like no way that he was like hiding in a cabin
And
in
it
the
was
Spanish.
like, he's stuck on the side of a cactus, the Albanians got him way.
Yeah,
It's like his mum is, like, whatever he's done, however many drugs he sold, whoever's watch he nicked, his mum is still mourning her son.
Yeah.
And then somehow a man from Ohio is referencing it on TikTok. It's like, hey, I lost my fucking 95s more than his mum lost Jay Slater.
Yeah, it's mad. But I think it shows the entitlement of people's intrusion into... Like, do you remember... I don't want to say a name because I don't want to kind of bring it up again. But there was a lady that... She just basically went walking her dog one day and she accidentally fell and slipped in the river. And I think while she was maybe like cleaning up after her dog and it was like freezing cold, she died.
Right.
But she was on a Zoom call while it was happening. She was like on a Zoom call at work and she stepped away. And it's just a freak accident, completely freak accident.
Yeah.
And they were speculating, people were doing like deep dives on like, did this happen to her and did this happen to her? And it turned out like she had mental health difficulties and she'd struggled with alcohol. And so her family had to come out in the media and be like, look, this has happened to her. Like, there's not been an abduction or whatever. And like, it took her a while to find the body. But it was like, in the meantime, there was this frenzy of freaks in America true criming this thing. And it just like they were posting like images of like satellite images of her house and stuff. And it's like, she's probably just dead. Like, and it's the same thing with Jay Slater. And I think that people feel an entitlement to intrude into those people's lives. And it feels very distant. But like, they're real people. There are people on the other side of that thing.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's like, what has to happen for something to flip from like genuine tragedy to mineable content?
Yeah, I think that gap is now, yeah, exactly. It used to be a lot bigger.
It used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, I remember like, you know, like around like Spitalfields and like Shoreditch, you see people doing like Jack the Ripper tours.
Yeah, right.
And I remember someone...
That's a good example.
Yeah,
right.
but I remember someone being like, a bit distasteful, you know, sex workers who lost their lives, that's a walking tour for you, is it? It's like, I mean, it was a while ago. Do you know? I don't think it's necessarily disrespectful to sex workers. To you know, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, those women were actually earning a living in a really tough capitalist society.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's why you can this summer come on the Screen Rot Jay Slater walking tour around the clubs and pubs of Magaluf, where Saucy Jay plied his trade. How do we get onto
This
this?
guy Vunkle doing a walking tour. Hey, welcome to Zantee.
Yeah.
I'm going to be walking around in my 95s and my new...
I'll read Mush. I'm here with Jacob Hawley. He's the guide for the Jay Slater walking tour. Watch out. The last 4 Snapchats his cunt done were about to watch.
And let me just say, I got these sunglasses from Ray-Ban. They really sorted me out after... Right, let's get back to Vunkle.
Let's get back to
watch
this.
some more
So I want
fucking
to do this one. I want to get into the clothes now. We've done the trainers. I want to get into the clothes. So this is him with Monterex, and I want to talk then about the kind of double, the vice versa-ness of this being true. So this is him getting his Monterex 2-piece.
Oh, fucking Ray. You guys keep asking, what did Montrex send you?
They obviously
Alright,
didn't send it to him,
First,
but
they sent me this. This is a blue, sick.
he's wearing like a
set.
blue 2-piece short
Fucking
and
love
t-shirt
this.
set.
Then they sent me this shirt.
Now he's got a
I
purple
love
one.
this colorway. Honestly, this is one of my favorite colorways. It's pink with blue. Fresh. I look like I can go run like a 5K and I'll fucking come back looking fresh as shit. They sent me this. This is a tracksuit.
It's like a baby blue
Price tag is still on it. So, oh, look at that. That looks good. Fucking looking mint. Tell me I don't look mint and shit right now. If you see
Mint
me
as
on the
shit.
street, tell me I don't look British. Tell me I don't look like a fucking real G mush. Shout out Montrex for sending me this for free. Please sponsor me, please, so I can go to the UK, please.
Now,
Shout out Montrex.
so like, he's dressing like a Scouser or like a UK person in his Monterex 2-piece, but that is obviously like, whoa, that's weird. At the moment, a lot of people in Liverpool are dressing like they're from America at the same time.
Like who?
Well, one of them is Adam Rowe, the head of Have a Word Industries. And he does it more I don't think he wanders around in the hat and the cowboy boots unless he's at a gig. But he does very frequently go to gigs in that stuff.
Country music.
And I'm not into country music. And again, that looks fun. You're accessing a culture and a thing and a community that you didn't have a chance to, and that's fine. But like, this is a remarkable, literally remarkable thing that in America there are kids dressing as Scousers, and in Liverpool there are kids dressing as cowboys. Like, has it always been like that? Is that just always been the case? Do you think, or like, what's going on here?
I don't know. I don't know what the crossover. I mean, like we should. I'm not going to join you in naming Have a Word or Adam.
He does dress like an American. Like, how he wouldn't deny that, surely.
I like Adam a lot, and I
don't
love
dislike
Have a
him.
Word,
I've
and I
never met him,
I've been
but-
on Have a Word, and I like those guys, and I'd like to go on there again, and I'd like to continue working with them. I will I will say, like, a comedian who I won't name made a similar observation about Adam's dress sense to me. And they were like, he's 6 months away from buying a fucking horse. Like, but he likes it. Adam likes fucking country music.
Yes.
and he wants to dress like.
And he has a very sincere
sometimes,
enjoyment of
not all
country
the
music.
time,
Yeah.
not all the time.
But that's the difference, right? I'm saying he uses it more like a genuine costume. Like, he will go to a party or a gig.
I'm hoping to go to Oasis
Yes.
in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I will wear a bucket hat.
Right.
I'm not going to wear it here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, Ray, maybe this is true. Well, you did have to wear it for 2 weeks because you had a hair transplant. But other
That
than
was my miracle. Yeah, fair enough. But that's medical.
medical
I
bucket hat.
I genuinely.
You were prescribed a bucket hat by the doctor.
I had to wear this insane. I might have mentioned it already. I had to wear this fucking insane. The thing is, you can't have the hat touch your hair follicles
Right.
or your head. So it wasn't. It was kind of a bucket hat, but the bucket was the size of an actual bucket.
Yeah.
It was like really high.
It was a 25-gallon bucket.
Well, because I'd underestimated the extent of that fucking hair transplant, and I will stop going on about it soon. But like, I had a full diary of gigs the 2
Yeah.
weeks following when I
Yeah,
had to either have a head that was covered in blood, swollen to fuck, like I looked like nearly died,
Yeah.
or I wore the insane hat. I didn't know what to do at gigs, so I used to wear the hat, and people would be like, "Wow, you look insane!" Like as soon as I walked on stage, the audience were like, "What?" I genuinely just told them I'd had a really serious operation, and it gave me quite a lot of goodwill.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
You did have a really serious operation. It was just...
For cosmetic reasons and for $2,000. So yeah.
I guess like
I guess your point is you're comparing him to like people from Liverpool who quite like country music but will wear that to country music gigs.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Whereas
wandering around the city centre.
They're not meeting their accountant
I don't think so, no.
in a
And like you say,
hat.
Oasis is maybe a good thing because I guess there have been cultures like this that have spread out before. So I guess the like mad for it or like rave culture in the 90s. I don't know if that was big enough that people in New York were kind of wearing baggy.
Maybe they were.
Maybe they were.
Maybe we should more. Maybe like the whole point of multiculturalism, it isn't like fucking like things that wind people up or smashing people together to like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's fucking start treading difficult lines again.
Mm-hmm.
Where I live in North London,
Yeah.
I think is a great example of multiculturalism because it is genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
There are loads of really different cultures fucking smashed together.
Right.
When I say like we're so close that you have to
gotta
have a
rub
bit
along.
of
Yeah.
but you have to fucking and like I like there's a pub near me near the Emirates called the Ankle Arms.
Mhm.
On a match day, there will be Arsenal fans. It's an Irish pub, so there'll be some old Irish alcoholics,
Yes.
and it is. You can tell they're old Irish alcoholics because they get there at 10 in the morning. I have no idea how these men have the
Enough money.
all the time to keep drinking, but they fucking do. They've got heads that are that size, bright red. They've got a button-up shirt for some reason. They
always look smart.
They dress smarter to the pub in the morning
Yeah.
than I used to dress for job interviews. One chain. They've got a Nokia 3310 that they shout, "Hello, Margaret! I'm at the pub again!" Right?
Yeah. Copy of the Racing Post.
They pay for everything in cash.
Yes.
And they're there.
Yeah.
Right? Then there'll be a 28-year-old gooner
Wavy Gooner.
who works as a graphic designer with a girlfriend from a very rich family.
Yeah.
And then round the side of the bar, there will be 9 Eritrean cab drivers
Yes.
also drinking Fosters in the morning.
Nice.
And it's like, you know what?
Well, it's there at night time. They've been out all night. Yeah.
Possibly true.
Yeah.
That's modern London.
Yes.
And it's like the Eritrean cab drivers, there are probably people from where they're from. Like they're doing the kind of like North London Irish pub equivalent of I've watched some Chava memes, but they're just doing it with a pint of Fosters.
Yeah.
And I love that. And
Yeah.
like in the same way that they're welcome in our spaces, and when I say our, I mean Gooner Irish pubs, which is where I spend most of my fucking free time.
Yep.
I like to think I'm welcome in theirs. There was an Arsenal Spurs game 3 years ago. It was the one where Cedric gave away a fucking penalty and Rob Holding played and we lost and it was horrible. It's while we were going for top 4 and then we kind of lost that game. We didn't get top 4. And I was in the Tollington, which is like a very famous like Arsenal pub really near the stadium.
A lovely pub,
And,
yeah.
Where like the game was going so badly that there were like fights in the pub.
Right.
Like people kicking off at each other. It was fucking horrible. And I like it got to like 80 minutes, and me and my mate, it was just so nasty. Me and my mate Joe, who is like the most optimistic man I've ever met, even he was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. And we were like, we need to get out. It's probably a bit early than that. It's probably like during the second half.
Right.
And we were like, we have to get out of it. And it's like we're walking around where we live in North London, like very near the Arsenal Stadium, and like every pub that I'd usually go to, like Irish pub that shows the game or like an Arsenal pub, it's like they had the game on, but you could just see fucking like there were Arsenal fans in there fucking miserable.
Right.
And you could it's like, oh no, bad vibes. Where are we gonna go? And then the thing is, on Seven Sisters Road, there is a big Islamic community, there's a big like East African community.
Right.
We're just walking up there and we found this like it was like called like Blue Nile Cafe. And it's like, oh, they got the game on. And we're like, I think they serve beer.
Right.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Yes. Go in. It was like a Somalian family running this bar.
Right.
And they were like, and we were like, you got the football? And they were like, and we were like, can we have a Stella? And they were like, yeah. Gave us a Stella. Sat and watched football, and it's like in peace. There's no war going on. Like, you know, Arsenal fans find each other. What we quickly realised was there was a Somalian wedding going on whilst we were in
Right.
this
in the
bar.
Blue Nile. Yeah.
But they'd kind of looked at us and gone, oh, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And what's going to be hilarious is whoever this couple are in their like, and like the whole place was done up, like you know, cloths on the tables, you know, there was like a buffet of food. It was quite a small do.
Yeah.
But they were just like, yeah, we'll fucking turn the telly on and you can watch the football. And it's just, I just laugh at the idea that like 10 years down the line, there's going to be like this Somalian family and like the kids are going to be like, Mum and Dad, can we see pictures of your wedding? And they'll just see these really depressed gooners in the background. Just like
Yeah.
me saying to my mate, being like, I don't think we should have got Cedric on a free deal, and I think
crap.
Willian's going to flop next.
He's absolutely crap.
Miserable goon. But it's like maybe we should be celebrating this.
No, I think you're right in that.
And
Like,
maybe rather than there needing to be some kind of connection, like earlier I was like, is it the docks? Are there docks near where he lives? Is that why him and Liverpool? I don't fucking know. Maybe it should just be that you can just pick a culture because you like it and go for it.
and if you sincerely like it, and this is what I like about.
Adam Rowe likes country music.
That's
and,
what I
and
like
likes
about
cowboy
that.
boots and likes the hat.
That's what I like about it.
not?
There's a sincere enthusiasm for it. And also, I think that maybe we're kind of exiting the age of cringe to a certain extent, right?
Well, I think, yeah, I will get to my theory on this guy in a moment. But I think where the internet's so big, everyone around him is cringing.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that there are...
He's never like, me and Jarvis got our new 95s. No
True.
one else is into this. Everyone else in Ohio is like, he's lost his fucking mind.
But
But he can find the Scousers who don't find it cringe.
Well, this is it. I just think that you can probably find your tribe. And I think that people are more up for and more open to sincere enthusiasm for stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like that, like if he really does like this, that's great. Adam Rowe really likes country music. And as it seems to me, like country music, there are certain communities that kind of gatekeep their involvement in their own community, I think, subcultures. It seems like the country music fans or the Americans are like, yeah, come on in.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
Why would you
Get
not?
stuck in. Why not?
If you could pick a culture anywhere in the world, any kind of like subsect of people, like trend, fad, kind of like thing that's going on, what would you join?
Jamaicans.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'd like to wear a string vest. I might wear it actually now.
I'd like to be a yardie.
I think no. So I looked this up because you kept saying yardies recently. Yardies, that's the name for Jamaican organised crime in the way that triads is the name for Chinese organised crime.
And that's what I want to be, yeah. I mean, I've got a mate, and I'll be careful with this guy. You know, Kid Frankie?
Yes. Are you sure you want to say what you're about to say?
My mate, Kid Frankie, I think it's okay to say he's a naughty guy. He's done some naughty stuff in his time.
Am I going to have to bleep his name?
No. He really wants to be a yardie to the point that he did a thing that I don't think anyone's really done much before. And he's like a fucking Beard Palmer's green fucking geezer. Right? Like, you know, Tottenham home and away, you know, as I say, naughty guy. Right? He just loves Jamaica. He loves Jamaican culture. So he's got some like Jamaican pals from where he's from in North London, and he was like, I want to go to fucking Jamaica.
Right.
And he claims he's the first like white guy to go to Kingston, like the worst bits of Kingston,
right,
and just walk in bold as fucking brass and go, I want to fucking be like you. And I think they were like, no, actually. If you genuinely, in the same way the Scouts have gone, fair enough. I think they said to Kid Frankie, you know what? Have a fucking go.
Yeah.
And he has.
Right.
And he loves it.
Yeah. Okay.
He wears a string vest.
He wears a string vest. Yeah. How do we feel about white person dreadlocks? I'm not so keen on that.
No. But Kid Frankie doesn't do that.
Right.
I don't think he's It's like, are you appropriating?
Well, this is it. Are you
appropriating?
Are you appreciating?
And I think what they appreciate with Kid Frankie, I think there are some words that Kid Frankie uses that I'd rather he didn't use, but he's not M.R. Do you know what I mean? He's not doing the accent. He's not doing the thing. He's doing his thing whilst really appreciating them. I mean, we did have one thing where we were we were in a pub with him once, and it's like me and my mate Ollie, who was slightly more of the kind of like, you know, maybe you'd call hipster kind of aesthetic, and then Kid Frankie, who's just pure fucking geezer.
Right.
And there was this bouncer who like, Frankie was like, I fucking know you.
Right.
Frankie goes to a lot of like, I guess what you call Jamaican events, and he recognised this bouncer. And you could see, and I should say, we were in this bar, we were nosed up, we were fucked, we were causing, I'd say Frankie more so than us, we were causing a bit of bother already. There were some art students who thought they liked us, realised they really didn't like us, left and made some complaints about our behaviour and how...
A tale as old as time.
How we were behaving, but fuck them, right? They're the cunts who pour paint on the street. I don't give a fuck, right? And then, I think this bouncer had probably been told by the manager, keep an eye on them, they're trouble, and then the trouble had gone, I fucking know you! And then,
right.
I went to a fucking barbecue. You don't you remember? We went to a fucking barbecue together. I fucking love it. Where are you from in Jamaica? And it's like he'll just do that.
Right.
Like this is the thing with Kid Frankie. He's got no airs and graces
Mm.
because of the life he's lived. He's, as I say, like naughty, right? So I would never say to a Jamaican appearing person, "Where are you from?" No, where are you actually from?
Well, you wouldn't because it's a racist thing to do.
But no, but he is actually going, I recognise both the sound of how you speak and how you look, as I will genuinely know which neighbourhood in Kingston you're from.
Right.
That's what Kid... So when Frankie said that to him, you can see this geezer was like, what the... And then he went, oh, I think I have met you before. And then it just had this fucking hilarious moment where, like, Kid Frankie could be like, I've been to the barbecues, we listened to this music, and this DJ played, it was fucking sick, and then we went to carnival, and this guy was like, and then this guy was like, okay, fair enough with this guy, but then he looked at me and my mate. My mate's got like long hair. I was wearing like a sort of like workwear jacket and some New Balance, and he was like, okay, fair enough with you, but who the fuck are you guys? And then like Frankie went for a piss. I mean, he was going for a lot of pisses. He spent a lot of time in the cubicle, right? And this guy, like, we were just left with this like huge Jamaican bouncer, and I was like, hello. Maybe he just turned to me and Ollie, and he went, have you ever been to Yardie Dance? We were like, no, we've never been to Yardie Dance, but we really think your carnivals are fantastic. And he was just like, and just walked off. But like, why not appreciate a bit of someone else's culture?
I think you've probably hit on something. It's probably like it's more of a fraught thing when there is a racial component to it. I mean, I think if Adam Rowe were dressing up as Bob Marley every week.
Right, yeah. If this guy was like, hey guys, I fucking love Indian culture.
Yeah.
Here I am with my fucking bindi on. That's one thing about kids that age.
Today I'm going to dress up as Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah.
They just swear. Like, I'm wearing trainers with some fucking laces.
I think the fucking is part of the, like, I'm being Scouse. I think he thinks that Scouse people do that. So, like, we've done clothes. Let's finish on food as well, because he's not going there just on clothes and his haircut. He's going there on food. So this is Vuncle205 trying fish and chips.
Old fucking Remosh trying fish and chips for the first time. I got my Montrix shirt and my Montrix shorts on. Right here's Marlin's fish and chips. So let's go try it out, Mosh. This is like a Chinese and fish and chips and fried chicken, and they even sell kebabs. So this might actually be boss, man. How's it going? It's for here. Can I get fish and chips? Can I get a 3? Do you guys have a doner kebab here? Doner kebabs? No kebabs. No doner kebabs. All right. What fish is available? Let me get catfish.
Catfish, the most American fish.
I got my food. It was $15, bro. All right, anyways, let's get back to the car and eat it. Let's get back. All right, I got the fish and chips.
It looks mental if you don't watch it.
So I got catfish and I got chips. She asked if it was fries, and I was like, what are fries, bro? Let's put some of that tartar sauce on, and let me take a bite. Boss man got me straight. I'm not even gonna lie, this shit's gas. I got some of this ranch here. This shit is banging. I like fish and chips. I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. It was a little bit dry, but I'm more of a saucy type of person, so. Get back, comment what I should get next.
It looks fucking mental.
Do you know my theory?
Yeah.
I think he did this to take the piss out of Scouse people, and Scouse people loved it so much he was like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking ride it. I think he was completely mugging them off. I think he was like, hey, look at me and my Avirex and my 95s, you fucking idiots, and everyone was like, we fucking love it, that's a nice one. And he's like, okay, I'm one of you guys now. That's the like with that, he's like, I got my fucking fish and chips, and it's like it looks horrendous, and even like he's trying to be like, yeah, man, boss man, nice me, and then he's like, I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's like, you didn't fucking like it. I think he's taking the piss.
I think maybe you're right. Maybe it's an unintended thing to it.
And I think it's hard to spot because usually when Yanks take the piss out of us, they take the piss out of upper class English.
Yeah, right.
Cup of tea. I'm poking out my pinky finger.
Right.
Yeah, where's my monocle? Hello, I'm part of the royal family. Right? Whereas when they've never taken the piss out of working class English people
That's
before.
true.
They don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And so they've done it in a way where we go, that's fucking boss, that's a nice one. You can go ahead, boss, go ahead. Right? And I think that's been like, he's like, okay then, yeah, I guess I'll get some
I'm wearing
Avirex.
Monterex for the rest of my life. Look, I like this guy. I appreciate.
We should all be appreciating cultures more. The Eritrean lads should be drinking Fosters in the morning with our old Irish heads. We should be.
Hands
if you
across
get fed
the
up with
divide.
football, go to a Somalian cafe.
Yeah, and there's good lessons in there. If you like something,
Go to
whether
Yordi
it's
dance.
whether it's country music or whether it's Scouse stuff or whether maybe it's Yardy dance, get
Ever
stuck
been to
in.
Yardi dance?
Be respectful of the existing culture. Make sure you learn. Make sure you engage with it in a useful and successful way before you start kind of really claiming that you're part of it. But if you do that, then all power to you. And yeah, park up your horse outside the podcast studio. Drive down on your dirt bike to Marlin's Fish and Chip Shop. Do what you like. You're not hurting anyone.
I honestly think with this kid, it was either he does this or he shoots up a school.
This is the better
It was
option.
either this or Hustlers University. So fair fucks.
Basically every choice in content at the moment. I feel like we've said this a lot. Is like if they weren't doing this, they'd be shooting up a school.
Him and Craig Wallace.
Jack Raworth, him and Greg Wallace. If they weren't doing that, so let's just be grateful.
Nice
for
one,
that.
Vunkle.
Nice one, Vunkle. Get up, mush. Let's have it right or whatever.
See you next time.
See you next week.